Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all fine. They thought we couldn't play, so we went into every game with a huge chip on our shoulders and we went after teams. We reached out, grabbed them by the throat and tried to squeeze the air out of them. Every dynasty has a beginning, that someone or something which sets in motion the line of succession. The visionary with the ambitious plan, aiming for a future others think fanciful. The iron-willed followers bringing it to fruition, leaving unshakable foundations from which others can build. Anson Dorrance knew he was a pioneer. During his 8 years as head coach of the U.S. women's national team, USWNT, it was obvious, he says. You're trying to do things that have never been done, he tells CNN Sport. Any understanding of how and why the USWNT is women's soccer's dominant force, a 4-time Women's World Cup winner, and favorite to win the next edition currently taking place in Australia and New Zealand, must start with Dorrance, the groundbreaker and the bricklayer. When Dorrance took charge of the national team in 1986, training camps were rare and winning rarer trophies. That would have been an absurd thought. Not that there were many tournaments for female soccer players to compete in. This was the late 1980s, when USWNT players would sew badges onto their oversized hand-me-down kits from the men's national team, buy their own cleats, and receive $10 a day when on national duty. There was no money to be made and only one person had thoughts of world domination. For me, this was an adventure. We were going to take the world on at its own game, says Dorrance. The list is long of what the USWNT didn't have in those early years: facilities, support, history, expectation. But Dorrance had a blueprint for a better, successful future. In came a crop of young talent, many of whom he worked with at the University of North Carolina, where he continues to be head coach. Out went the 4-4-2 playing formation used by the majority of the men's and women's team of the age 4. A 3-4-3 system which had an emphasis on pressing, hurrying the opposition into mistakes, pressurizing them when they had the ball. Perhaps crucially of all, came a change of mentality. We went in there with absolute reckless abandon, he says. We had an amazing opportunity to make a mark in a sport the world invented, that they thought we couldn't play. We tried to make every team we played against suffer for 90 minutes, and that was our specialty. Coaches mold teams in their own personality, says Dorrance. He was aggressive on the pitch, he says, and loved a duel which, unsurprisingly, his players excelled at. The team's playing style was, he says, reflective of the American spirit. We took what was sort of unique to the American personality and injected it into our team, he says. And then we found comparable alpha female warriors that also embraced that.